This is the world of sex, where we talk about everything they say you can't. It's time to put the kids to bed and listen to every word that's said. So get your glass of wine and let's talk about sex.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's performance is about to begin.
All right.
Welcome to the show. This is the world of sex, and we have our guest, Chris. Hey, Chris, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, I'm Chris. I'm based in Mexico. I'm a software developer for a living and a comedian at night. I'm a stand-up comedian at night, which is something that I love doing, based on mostly on my Tinder experiences and my sex life. So most of my material is sex or towards sex and relationships, trying to put something in the mix between the relationship between men and women, and playing with my on-stage personality, playing a lot with my sexuality. That's something.
What is your sexuality, if I can ask?
Well, it's hard to define. I mean, I'm more attracted to how the people is more than despite that it's a woman or it's a man or whatever. I mean, the envelope is not what is important, it's what is really inside. I mean, it was, if this person has a personality or has a mind that I would like to meet, I mean, that's what is important to me. It doesn't matter whether it has a penis or a vagina, you know.
Have you always been like that, or is that something that you've kind of grown into as you've matured in life?
It has always been like that, but I was always afraid that I'm a man, so I'm supposed to like women, but why I like this guy, or why I think he's handsome. Like I see you have a cross behind you. Like I was raised as a Christian, so being Christian is almost a sin,
right?
Like,
to do anything outside of the body, which is the reason why I created this show. Which leads me to my next question in the series of questions that I do have. So, what about the advertisement that you've seen made you want to be on the show? What was your thought process with saying, let me reach out?
Well, I have probably 3 or 4 years that I say, okay, you know what? Fuck it. I mean, I am what I am. So, I mean, I always been experimenting, like, but yeah, I'm gonna be with this guy, but nobody's gonna know. And if someone asks me, oh yeah, I like women, but I'm a womanizer or whatever, like, because that's the personality that I sell on my shows and off stage. Like, yeah, I'm a womanizer, but yeah, fuck it. I mean, I am what can I curse? I mean, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. This is an explicit show about sex. This is the goal, is for you to be as natural and open as possible.
Okay, so yeah, I say fuck it. I mean, why do I have to hide, or why do I have to not be myself in order to fit? So I started experimenting, like, I don't know, 6 years ago, 5 years ago or something. And then on the year 4, I said, you know what? I'm not gonna hide no more. I mean, if someone asks me, I'm gonna say it. I mean, I'm just gonna say it. And lately, on this very last year that I start doing this stand-up comedy act, I say, well, this is me, like, getting out of these of the closet, you know. Like I can make a joke of being with a man, or being with a woman. I mean, and in playing with that limit, or without boundary, taking the people with me along in the way, is like what it's makes it funny, and like what the people starts laughing, like, oh, this guy is talking about freely about this stuff. So if I can move at least one person in the audience that is in the same place that I was, like, being hiding, and like, I'm supposed to be straight,
be a certain way.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be straight, and I really want to be with this handsome man on my job, but it's not correct, or like it's wrong. And like, why it's wrong? I mean, but it's it's raising as a Christian is what, like, it makes you on the brain like you're wrong. I mean, you're wrong. You shouldn't have these sinful thoughts. I mean, like you
So
can just
being raised like that, let me ask you, how were you introduced to sex? Like, what was that like? I'm not trying to provoke or trigger any trauma, but I do want to know, like,
it was a
how
trauma.
did you come into the world of sex? Like, how were you introduced to sex? And what has your sexual journey been like thus far?
I don't know, probably because I was very, very young. Like I'm talking 7 years old or something when I saw my firstborn. I mean, it was an accident. I was just flipping the channels, and then I saw some guy doing something with a girl. Like, what the? I mean, what's happening? And because I thought that boys and girls have penises. I mean, I didn't know how as a women naked. So I was just switching channels, and then I saw that, and like, what the fuck? Then my parents come and like, oh, what are you watching? And that's you shouldn't be watching that. But I didn't, and I was not watching it like in a sexy way or in a hot way. I was just curious. Like I was not understanding what was happening.
Right,
Like
at
what?
that age, you wouldn't necessarily have a clear understanding of what's going on, but it's just something that you're seeing for the first time. So I get it.
Yeah. So if it's not allowed, why is not allowed? I mean, I couldn't understand that part. Not because it's something that you should do like on private or when I don't know, this is bees. Oh, when the bees love this very
Right,
much.
right, right.
So I like why is prohibited? Like why this activity? Like are they killing themselves? Is this illegal or what is this? What is this? You know? And after that, I don't know, like 3 or 4 years, like I was molested with my nanny, but I didn't understand either. I mean, I didn't understand why she was like touching me or anything. Like, I mean, I didn't know that was wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but it's something that actually happened.
It's
And then
that's an experience that a lot of people have, and because nobody feels free enough and secure enough to speak about it, nobody knows that other people have had that same type of experience or has dealt with molestation and things in that nature within families, without, you know what I'm saying, outside of your families, and when you bring people close.
it's something that you cannot talk about as a man because I mean when you get molested as a man like oh that's the hot that's I don't know the ultimate fantasy like oh being touched by the nanny. So this thing reoccurred. I was I don't know like 14 or 15 or so. I kind of understand what sex was, but I didn't have sex until 18 or so. But I was 15 and I was like
Do
I
you
don't know.
think that those experiences that you had, those traumas caused you not to have sex? When did you like what was do you think that there was something, or was it just because of your religious upbringing that you didn't have sex until 18?
Well, it was because I was very stupid with my human relationships. I didn't know how to how to get sex. So I was in a very bad part of town when I was on the high school. It was a very, very bad part of town. Like I mean, like drug dealing and prostitutes and I don't know, liquor stores 24/7, all that. It was very complicated. And I didn't have the proper guidance. So one thing led to another, and I ended up having one of my first hand jobs with a hooker, and that was my first experience. So being that way, it was like, well, if I just have to pay. So I didn't develop these social dating skills until I was 17 or 18. Like if I want to have a fucking hand job, I just go with a hooker, and that's it. Bingo, bango, bongo. I don't have to
Right.
talk with her and go to the movie theater. Like,
You don't
yeah,
have to do all the extra stuff, the
yeah, I don't have
courting.
to do. Yeah, I don't have to do all this in between. I just go to the part that I really want. Like, I don't want to go to the movie theater. I don't want to go to a coffee shop and have these shitty conversation like, oh, where were you born? And oh, how many sisters do you have? Like I could
So
skip.
is that strange for you now, like as an adult with trying to date, whether you're dating men or women? Is that hard for you to have those type of conversations, or did you kind of grow out of that?
Well, the thing is that and I mean it's no secret that I continue being this shitty person, and I know that, I mean, probably I'm not Brad Pitt and I'm not a 10-10, but well, I mean, I'm kind of, I mean, I have definitely something that gets me laid. So I can be a shitty person and then, hey, you want to get laid? Oh yeah, that's it. So my game is just being me and being shitty. So and girls like that, and some kind of girls like that. Like they have their past and they have a shitty father like me or
So it's
whatever.
okay.
So they want to rescue the bad boy and they want to convert it, and that's what I get.
Yes,
So it becomes easier to get sex without developing this skill because I was just being shitty.
right.
Like uh I was remembering the other day on Valentine's Day that I didn't get any chocolates for my actual girlfriend, but I have a set of chocolates that another girl that I was fucking, she gave it to me. So I just removed the label and gave it to my girlfriend. So I'm talking of that kind of shitty things. Like,
I
oh,
mean, I think that in what I know of men, that can be typical. Because a lot of men have different types of hurt and they really are shitty people. This is not a pretend thing. However, when they care about somebody greatly, they may regress in their shitty ways toward that person. But normally being a shitty person is a defense mechanism. It is a protective thing because if you're a shitty person, in order for people to get close to you, they have to show that they can, weather the shitty storms. So I get it.
yeah, it's just being cheaty, just being cheaty. And then when I discovered Tinder, that it was like the fast way to get laid. So why would I want to? I mean, then again, why would I want to go to the movie theater or to a coffee shop or do all this extra work when I have
If you
Tinder on
don't
my
have to.
hands? I can be on my bed and talking with 10 different women. And probably if I'm get lucky, I can get one girl or two girls to come.
So
I mean,
do you have threesomes with these ladies, or are you just like because this is the thing. To have sex with multiple women is not irrational or necessarily a bad thing, but it's better when you can be open enough to say, look, I'm fucking all of y'all, and like, live with it. You can come and join me. We can all fuck together.
sometimes, like, oh, I forgot that I scheduled another girl for today. So do you still want to come? You can take turns. I mean, that kind of a shitty person. That's
I
that's
mean,
that's
no,
me.
not necessarily, because if you're being honest, that doesn't make you shitty. You're just being honest with what you like, what your desires are, and things like that.
I don't know because I mean, I don't know because I even went to, and I mean, I stopped from going because it was triggering me some traumas. But I even went to a group of sex addicts, like the sex anonymous addicts, something like that.
So
Because
do
some
you think that you're a sex addict?
probably now it's under control because I start like doing a lot of exercise and trying all kind of activities to, like, if I can fill my schedule with other things, I'm not gonna start thinking about getting laid.
So why do you think that you're like, what made you realize that you was a addict? Do you like just having sex? Is it the interaction with the women? Like, or the men? Is it the interaction or is it the sex? And then I have a couple questions about um does all vagina feel the same? Like, what is the difference when you're dealing with different women?
It's because sometimes it get out of control, and sometimes it was just to get the goal. Like, I could score on a good weekend probably 6 or 7 girls, and I was just like, oh, last weekend I did 4. Probably next weekend I can make 5. But it was just to make the, yeah, like a challenge. Like, I was challenging myself. But then it was not funny because I was not doing anything else. Like, probably a different girl every day or 2 different girls every day.
So were were they giving you money and stuff? Like how does that go? Like, or are you just being a ladies' man?
I was just talking. I mean, just talking and being myself, and like, what about if you come over and we have a good time, and oh yeah, let's do it. And okay.
It's that easy.
It was that easy. And sometimes I have a conversation with different men, like, oh man, I haven't get laid in a fucking month. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I mean, the longest I've been without getting laid is a couple of days. And it's just because I didn't talk to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I can open up Tinder and just start working and working, and probably tonight a girl is gonna come.
Man, you got it good then, don't you?
I don't know.
So does all the vagina feel the same, or does pussy feel different depending on the girl? Like, what makes it different?
It's different. It's the smell is different. The tightness is different. The temperature is different. The the depth is different sometimes. The moan. Well, that's the girl, and I mean, I have to like really concentrate about it because most of the girls, it was just a challenge. Like, I didn't focus at all.
So do you? So if you're getting this many women, are you nutting every single time? Are you faking that you nutting every single time? Because that's a lot of nutting.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's just water. it was just water, or sometimes it was like, sometimes like my knees, they were like fucking red of all the rubbing on the sheets because I was trying to nut and I didn't have anything on the tank.
So so what do you do to replenish yourself? Are you taking or do you take like pills or anything to help you stay hard? Because I mean, that's a lot of women. So your list is like, your body count has got to be really high.
I don't have the body count, but probably somewhere between 150 and 200. I believe I mean, approximately. I mean, sometimes I was so fucking drunk that I don't remember. Of this kind of blackout drunk that I could wake up in a bed with 2 women and 2 men, and like, oh my god. So that's 5. That's 5 in a night.
And you don't remember none of it.
Yeah, and I don't remember nothing. So I'm not sure. Like, oh, probably I did this and this. Not sure this. Look, I don't know.
Do you ask?
What's that?
Do you ask what happened afterwards? Do you inquire what you were into?
Oh, sometimes like, well, I better not ask. Probably I think there are some things that is better not to know.
Right. Nah, that's definitely true. So in your experiences, tell us, what are your favorite positions? What are some of your favorite things to do in the bedroom?
I like this position. I don't know how it's called. I mean, I'm a basic man. Like, I compare. I don't know. You like the wrestling? Well, there's this wrestler, John Cena. John Cena is super famous and whatever, but he has.
I know who John Cena is.
Yeah, he has 5 moves. Well, that's me. I only have 5 positions. Yeah, I have 5 positions. That's it.
John Cena, the sex world, huh?
Yeah, I only have 5 positions. So I'm a very basic man. So I like this when they put the legs. I think it's
legs over your shoulders.
I think that's the name. And you can do some variations all over with the angle. like
right
90 degrees, 45 degrees, and you can do some variances, but it's the same fucking move.
so
So that's my favorite, and I like to be the one with that controls the move. Like if she starts moving or doing all these weird, like no, don't do nothing.
so you don't want her to move at all. She can't do it back. She can't throw it back on you, nothing.
Well, I mean, if I'm laying and she's like
Riding.
cowboy, I think that's
Mm-hmm.
cow. That's
Mm-hmm.
the name, or reverse cowboy or whatever. Well, she has to move, but I like to control the pace though.
Why?
I don't know. It's because I'm very egocentristic. Like I want to
Mm-hmm.
be in control.
Okay.
Like it gets me out of my nerves not to be the one that is controlling.
So does your girlfriend know that you have had issues with sex
Well, I don't have a girlfriend right now, but the last girlfriend, she was a sex addict too. I met her in the group
in the
though.
group? So do you meet a lot of your girl? Well, how many girls did you have you met in the sex addict group? Like,
Well, I just fucked with her because I really want to make things straight. Like I wanted to do different, to be different because sex was taking a lot of my time. Like as I told you, I was not doing anything besides working, and in between working, Tindering, and then go out. And if I had sex, well, that's a couple of hours, and then Tindering again, and like it was a fucking like never ending cycle. Like being an alcoholic that all his life is around alcohol. Well, all my life was around having sex, and
so
having
what
sex.
have you done to change that?
Well, as I told you, I start MMA. Like I retake it because I did some MMA when I was in the university. So I don't know, like 2 or 3 years ago, and then
Mm-hmm.
start like doing more hard sessions of MMA. I start singing classes, piano classes, like get all my schedule. Like, oh, I have a piano class today. Well, I cannot have sex. And tomorrow, like, oh, I have boxing tomorrow.
So if
So
you got enough stuff in your schedule, then it helps
yeah,
you with your self control.
so when I go boxing, like it takes a lot of my energy. So then I just want to rest. Like I'm not thinking about having sex.
So, do you go to swinger parties? Like, was that ever your thing? Did you ever do like swinger or lifestyle play parties? Do they have that there?
Yeah, and I don't know. It's not a door that I would like to open
Mm.
because I know that things can get out of control. Like I've been
Mm-hmm.
invited to a couple of parties, and there are some bars that they have this dark room and red room and whatever. Like you just enter to this room and come what may. But it's something that I'm not sure that I want to open that door because I mean it would be like a Pandora box, and once it's open, I'm
You
not.
don't know if you can close. That's good.
Yeah,
There is so much. I would like to commend you on that because it takes a strong person to know what doors to not open. Like it
yeah,
really does because some people would do it just out of sheer curiosity, knowing that it could be detrimental. But you have self-control, and that's good. Even recognizing that you were becoming or had become a sex addict, is also commendable.
so being knowing myself is like I told you, like I'm not sure if I want to, if I want to open that door. I
So
mean,
would you ever get married? Like, and what would that look like? Would you prefer like an open relationship, like a polyamorous or a polygamy type of relationship? What does that look like for you?
I've been thinking about a lot because I don't know how it's supposed to work out.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm so used to be with different women, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to be just with one.
I mean, now there are like the polygamy community is very large, and I believe it's ever growing because people are coming out of those religious mindsets that tell you it's supposed to be this or it's supposed to be that. They're coming to a place now to where they are open and accepting of other options. So from what I've seen in my research and studying is that the poly community is really growing and excelling. So, maybe you could find somebody that is open to having an open relationship, or, at least somebody that is open to somebody else, maybe like a woman that's bisexual, or a man and a woman. You might be able to find you two people that, are just the right fit for you.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there is this Mexican saying that get fame and then sleep. So it means that once you get certain, or you've been famous for certain thing, that's it. So what it happens to me is that, since not a lot of people know my past though, but they can see it on Instagram that I would a lot of women and partying and all that. So it's kind of detrimental to taking me as a serious option. So when a girl starts the conversation, because it happens, I mean, sometimes I see on my DMs and there's a girl, hey, hello, whatever. But this girl, she knows that it's just for fun. So I'm gonna be with this guy because it's all fun and games, and whenever I want to get out of it, I'm gonna get out. I'm not gonna take this guy seriously. So it goes both ways. I mean, it goes mostly with women that they have a high body count and nobody is gonna take it seriously. But it goes with men. I mean, a woman that sees a guy that has a lot of women, like, yeah, probably. I mean, he's handsome, or I want to taste what a man that has been a lot of women tastes like. But that's it. That's it. No more.
Yeah, I see that a lot. Some women want the challenge, and like you said earlier, some women want to seem or see if they can tame or break a bad boy from being bad. Like, oh, well, he wouldn't do that to me. He gonna treat me better. And 9 times out of 10, that is not the case. Although there are certain women that can bring better qualities.
Hi, I'm Kaci, Dr. Kaci. Welcome to Speaking Freedom. We are happy to have you, and we hope that we are able to help you in every way possible. Have a good evening.
Out of a man, it's just rare that a man will actually allow the type of woman that's going to challenge him to really play a significant role in his life.
Yeah, and it happens. I mean, when I want to be in a serious relationship or a serious dating, it gets hard because there are not a lot of topics that I can talk about, because it's gonna be detrimental. Like if she asks me like, "Oh, what's the wildest thing that you have been done in sex?"
And that's my next question. You're psychic, because that is my next question. What is the wildest thing
yeah,
that
next
you've done?
question, because it's gonna be detrimental. Like I have to like pretend or I don't know, create some regular thing, because I'm not. If I'm bringing the heavy guns, she's not gonna. I'm not gonna have a second date with her. Probably I'm gonna get laid though, but I'm not gonna have a second date. Which is
you think it's that bad? Like, okay, so tell me. This is my question for you. What is the wildest thing you've done sexually?
Well, I mean, probably that. I mean, probably these orgies when I get blackout drunk and a lot of drugs. And I mean, I remember this party that we were, me and another guy and two girls, and this guy just started bringing these little bags with pills and powder. I mean, you name it. It was a lot of. I mean, some things that I didn't even know what they are. So this
and you
girl
did
just,
it all. So do you need drugs and all of that to have a lit life, like to have all these sexual encounters, or are you sober most of the time?
well, not always. I mean, but this time, I mean, this girl hands me a pill and like, hey, take it, and like, I'm not gonna say no. I mean, I'm not gonna say no. I mean, I'm here already, and we are four, and I mean, it's implicit what is gonna happen. So I'm not getting all coward all of a sudden. Oh, I'm not gonna do that. like fuck it, give me that, and or like, oh, you want to snort for my boobs, and oh my god, okay, let's do it. But I mean, sometimes it's the pressure of the moment. But
so, I mean, do you regret any of those wild sex parties or those orgies that you've taken part in?
I don't know. What I regret is not being able to serious date someone. I mean, that's the thing. Because as I told you, and it happens to me a lot when I try to seriously dating someone, is that I can go on a first date. Sometimes I can get late, sometimes not. But the thing is that there's not gonna be a second date. And there's something that I discovered, because there's a lot of talk about the friend zone. You know, on the friend zone, you don't have sex, but there is this other zone. I don't know how to call it, the sex zone or whatever, that you see this guy as a sex option. That's it. So you can call this guy and, hey, I'm horny. What if you come over and let's fuck? But that's it. I mean, so this kind of girl is not gonna invite this guy to watch a movie, or to introduce her parents, or to go to a party, and not even introduce her friends. I mean, it's just the sex guy, and that's it. And he's not getting out of that situation, because I tried. I mean, once we have sex and like, hey, what, are you hungry? What if we go eat something? Oh no, I have something, so you have to go. Like, damn, and it's like I can give
So,
more.
okay, so are you having quality sex interactions? Because the first time shouldn't elicit you to being pushed off to the side, even if you are considered to be not the best option, because if they, you got to be an option. But what are you doing in the bedroom? Sometimes I think a woman will want you more to create a relationship if you don't try to have sex. If you deny the sex from her, and it's not based on that, because I mean, I want to tell you this because I want you to be able to create quality relationships, but I don't want you to use it against women. But if you deny them sex when they try you, then that will make them more intrigued, almost like being a shitty person. If you kind of come at them from a different viewpoint, kind of change your approach, and don't have sex with them the first night, maybe don't have sex with them the first week. It'll give you better chance to, one, get to know and court that person, although you don't know much about going to the movies and going on dates. This would give you the opportunity to kind of get that option to date them first, and it will bring a suspense of sorts to them about you, so that you can be more than just a sex option. Because as a woman, I have been a person that has definitely had people that you call for sex, but you have to learn to create the desire for that woman to not just want you for sex. You know what I'm saying? As a woman, we have to do that ourselves a lot. But we see guys as kind of vultures when it comes to sex. So when they withhold sex, or I don't want to say seem disinterested, but a lot of women, is that shitty person type of theory still. If they see that you're not interested in sex as much, they will want you more for something beyond sex. But if the word around town is that you like to have sex, then that's what they're expecting. But can you hold out to make them want more though?
I've thought about it, but the thing is that, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, I ain't no expert, but the thing is that if I try a different approach, or like if I try to show that I don't really want to fuck her, she's gonna fuck another guy, and I'm gonna be sent it to the friend zone. I mean, it's either the friend zone or the fuck zone. So
now, there is a middle ground. No, that's what I'm saying. As a woman, I'm letting you know that there is a middle ground, and sometimes it has to be created, because women are used to getting fucked.
Yeah.
Like, most men want to fuck. That's the reason why they approach you. That's the reason why they talk to you. That's the reason why they want to be bothered. They're not just there to say, hey, I think she could use a good guy in her life. Most men are not like that. Although there are men that understand that women just need some male friends, like companion, brotherhood, sisterhood type thing. However, there is an area beyond the friend zone, but not quite the sex part, where you have to build a friendship and relationship in order to really have something that's long lasting.
And that would be that would be a good question though. Like how can I develop that to avoid her to send me to the friend zone? Mm-hmm. Because if I don't show her that I don't want to have sex with her.
See, not that you don't want to have sex, but that sex is not the priority.
Okay.
So you can still kiss, hug, caress, rub on her breast, you know what I'm saying? Do everything that you would normally do. But one is teaching you better self-control when it comes to sex. But then two, you're showing her that, yeah, baby, I want you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tear that pussy up in a minute. But giving and allowing the anticipation to grow so that the interest is alluring and arousing to you both. So, you know, a lot of times men talk about they don't want to get blue balls because they don't want to be turned on and just left there. But sometimes it is good to just get a woman's vagina wet, get her pussy wet, and then let her sit with it and let her think about all of the things that you could have did or would have did, or all of the things that she should have did to take it further. And then that would allow for her to be pulled back into your aura, especially now. We're not wasting this on nobody just to be playing, but somebody that you actually want to build with. Like, if you just see her for a fuck, then just have sex and that's it. But if it's somebody that you see potential with, then you have to take a little bit of a different approach. It doesn't have to be changing everything, but just changing little stuff. So still, you know what I'm saying, kiss on her, love on her, make her feel wanted. But then, you know, let's wait to have sex. Give her something to come back to. Give her something to come back for when it comes to your sexual experience. And then when you start having sex, you might not eat her pussy the first time, but you might make that be, or you might eat her pussy the first time and only do one move. Don't do all of your sex moves the first night. You might have only 5, but make the 2 of them be the 2 moves that you show her tonight. You know what I'm saying? And then as you continue on, you build more and you give her just a little bit more so that she's not, but with doing those things sexually, you're still making sure that you're talking, building a relationship, getting to know her, breaking down the barriers to have both the friendship and the sex.
Okay, yeah, because that's self-control. I think that's the word. Like, having self-control is not something
but sex has been a challenging thing for you. Based on what you described, it's like you're going at it with a challenging mindset. Like, oh, I'm about to see if I did 3 yesterday, I'm gonna do 4 or 5 tomorrow. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you have to challenge yourself with the self-control. The self-control can be a challenge too. Like, how far can I take it and be able to catch myself and not go all the way? This might not be the first time you try to have self-control. It might not work. It might take a little while for you to be able to initiate those things. But if you're saying that you want a relationship, you got to give yourself the opportunity to build something other than sex.
That would be an interesting approach. I mean, you put something on my mind that to leave me think about it. And probably I'm gonna start thinking about the rest of the day about it, because the self-control and everything is not something that I ever done. Like, I'm.
You froze up a little bit for a second.
Oh, shoot.
It's okay. Go ahead. You good now?
I'm good now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to work on the control part, because I have I have no self control. But it's something that I've been working. I mean, I have been also like with a different approach, like when I get especially with pictures with girls and like, yeah, come on baby, and like when I put my hand in this part, like, yeah, she's gonna be mine. Like, no, 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 like I'm gonna cross my arms, like I'm not gonna touch her.
But that's a start, and that's what I'm saying when I say when you're trying to actually get closely connected with somebody beyond just sex without being put totally in the friend zone. That's the same type of approach you have to have. Just a little bit of self-control to where, yeah, I might kiss you, I might rub on your titties the first day, but I don't want to go all the way the first day, and make it be that you show her that you're not just after sex, but you're definitely sexually attracted to her.
I mean, I've been doing these small changes and like stop challenging myself of how many women I have slept. I mean, the other day I had slept with a girl, and then I went to a party, and obviously I talked.
Oh, it's breaking up again. Well, while we wait for his
With
internet.
a couple of girls. It's
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, it's back now. Go ahead.
So I was telling you, I mean, I slept with a girl, and then I had sex in the afternoon because I had a party, well, a show. I was giving a show in a party on the night. So I spoke with a couple of girls and everything, and then I stopped like myself, like, well, I had sex already, so there's no need to have more sex today. But I was like, it was like, yeah, yeah, take it, and grab her number. And like, no, because I don't want to initiate anything. So I didn't ask for numbers that night.
That's good. I'm proud of you. It sounds like that you are really working on controlling your sexual urges, which will be important for you to do on your own before you get into a relationship. That's really good for you. So
Mhm.
we're getting towards the end, and I know you said you had a few questions. So what are some of the questions you have for me?
Well, that was one of the questions. What was the middle ground? And the other, it was that I have proved myself that on Tinder, I'm not gonna be able to find a good girl. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not pretty sure. I'm still working because I know that I'm still not a good man though, but I'm work in progress. So what would be the best way? Because I mean, I tried with a girl on the office I work, and I mean, she was very attractive and everything. So, but she rejected me, and it kind of hurt me because I'm very bad handling rejection. And the thing is that now I have to see her and know, oh, that's the girl that rejected me. So it's hard for me to try with a different girl because I don't want to, oh, she rejected me, I fuck her, she rejected me, and like I don't want to do that. So I don't know if the workplace is gonna be a good place, but there's no a lot of options. I mean, on the boxing gym, we're just a couple of sweaty, hairy guys, so there's
So
no.
what I would say to that is that the workplace might not be the best place for you to pick up women because of who you are and how you are and the way that you hold on to rejection the way that you describe. So you may have to still have to venture out, like to go to parties or outings or social events so that you can meet women that you don't have to see if it doesn't work out.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, and I mean, like, where or which places? Like, because I know that going to a nightclub, there isn't, I mean, hardly I'm gonna be able to find someone to have a serious relationship.
So I would say, okay, so right now, I think the dating world is a very different place because you do have so many online options and you do have to really sift through who you connect with and who you allow to be in your space. But I would suggest things like getting on some of the Facebook groups, like find different things that you have interest in and go on Facebook and look for groups that have those same interests so that you can find people and connect with those that think like you, have a common mindset, and maybe looking for something more serious. You just have to kind of create those environments now, because normally people do date who they know in school, who they work with, and the people that they see on a day-to-day level. But now you have to kind of expand your territory on where you, how you find your dates. So you may have to travel and go out of town a couple of weekends or something. You still there?
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm still here.
So it may just be traveling and going outside of your comfort zone as far as places that you visit, the places that you go. And like I'm telling you, you will find some interesting people within Facebook groups. And a lot of times those people are looking for companionship. You just got to sift through. Now, you don't want the first person that you meet. You need to make sure that they meet all of the things that you desire.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, I know Tinder is not gonna be the place. I mean, I even erased Tinder, and I had, I don't know, like 300 matches or 400 matches. I don't know. I mean, and it was fucking painful because I didn't want to do it. But it was like, yeah, but if I don't do this, I mean, I'm just gonna continue the pattern. I mean, it was equivalent when you just poured all the drinks and all the alcohol in the sink, and then you stop drinking. Like I have to erase it. I have to erase my profile. I have to flush all the matches and have a fresh start.
So now that you have erased Tinder, what have you been? How have you been meeting? So you haven't been meeting anyone since you've erased Tinder?
No, I'm fucking with the same women. Like with the same, there are like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 women, and that's pretty much.
Do they know about each other?
2 of them. Sometimes we do threesomes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, so I do have another question, because you've talked about having a lot of sex with a lot of people. What is your do you go get tested and check your status to make sure you're not contracting any diseases?
I do have one. I don't.
You don't
I
have to
think
disclose your what you have, but like how often do you get checked, and do you tell your partners about that?
like every 6 months. I mean, I have one that, I mean, it's not contagious though, but it's something that I have. It's treated, and I have to live the rest of my life with that.
Okay.
So when I discovered that, like, if I had this disease, I went crazy. I went fucking crazy. Like, well, fuck it. I'm gonna have sex like a fucking lunatic.
So
Because it's so,
do you tell people?
at that time I didn't. But these trust people that I have sex right now, they know, and they know it's not contagious.
Okay.
I mean, it's not contagious, but I mean, I have to, I mean, just treat myself and when every 4 or 5 months to get myself checked.
Okay. And that's understandable. I know sex is fun, but it does have some consequences sometimes.
It's all fun and games until you get you have this one of these things detected, and my defense was like, I'm gonna spread it to the fucking world. I didn't
Well,
know it was not able to spread it though, but I
mm-hmm.
was just like, fuck it. I mean, if
But
I
that's
have
the way
it,
you, that was
what else is gonna,
the way you felt.
yeah, like what's the
So,
worst thing that happened? Mm-hmm.
um, if there was any advice that you would give to someone based on your sexual experience, what would that be?
uh Make it mean. It has to have a meaning. Sex has to, I mean, it can be fun, whatever, but it has to, I mean, it's even better when it means something, when it's not only pleasure for pleasure, like when you actually meet the person, when you actually have this bond or this connection with the person, it's way better. And that would be my advice. I mean, it can be fun, but it can be addictive. And if you
Is
have a, mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
And if you have an addictive personality, I mean, just it's gonna open some doors that probably you might not be able to close it. I mean, that's why I don't want to go to swinger parties or all this, because once it's open, you don't know what's gonna happen.
I totally understand and agree with that. So, darn, but I forgot my last. It was something else I was going to ask. Well, I guess that's it, because I can't think of what I was going to ask.
It was a pretty sad show for a comedian, right?
No. Okay, so this is how we're going to end this show. I want you to tell us some jokes and make us laugh so that you can get some shine today. Tell us some jokes. Let's hear it.
I'm gonna try because I'm a Spanish comedian, but I'm gonna try to translate it. And I don't know what is so wrong, because when girls get drunk, they get wild. They kiss themselves. So I don't see why it's wrong if a male friend of mine is all sad and whatever, and like, oh, I'm very sad today. Like, well, let's go to the hookers, and like, no, don't waste your money. And I'm sort of so I mean, we have to evolve the male friendship. Like, I mean, this is just a jerk off. It's like when I'm scratching my back, like I'm not able to scratch on my back, so it's just a jerk off. And if I don't look him at the eyes, he's not gay. I mean, if he has fragile masculinity,
right?
So it's something. I mean, the friendship has to evolve, or even a female friend, like, why she has to go to all these dates and do all this in between if she wants just dick. Like, girl, if you want dick, you can take mine. I mean, and you have to be here with me. Like don't waste your money on gas. I mean, let's take your $25. Let's go have a nice time in the burgers, and then we fuck.
Right. So there is something that I want to ask, but I forgot to ask. So before we go, let me know, what is your favorite type of porn to watch? You said you kind of started out with porn. So what is your favorite porn to watch now? Damn. Or do you watch porn?
That's the thing. I don't watch porn. I can do it myself. I mean, probably if I had to pick, I mean, I like homemade. I mean, I really want to see real bodies, because I mean, it doesn't turns me on to see a guy with a fucking six-pack and all ripped off and with the perfect girl, perfect titties. Like, titties are not like that. I mean, and I know that. I know that titties are asymmetrical. Balls are symmetrical. I mean, we're not symmetrical.
Right.
So seeing all these perfect titties and like perky nipples, like that's not the real world. Right. So it doesn't turn me on. I mean, I want to see a girl that I probably know, oh, probably I can fuck a girl like that. I don't want to see this supermodel with this super strong guy. Like, yeah, it doesn't turn me on. Right. Or with massive dick. Like, yeah, I've seen, I mean, not a lot of dicks though, but I've seen dicks, and like, I mean, hardly ever you can see a fucking a huge dick like that.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can see a big dick, but it's, I don't know, 1 in 100 or something.
So have you ever considered sex working, since you like sex so much?
I have an OnlyFans account.
Okay. What type of stuff do you post on your OnlyFans?
I don't show my dick, but it's mostly my training videos. I mean, when I'm training, I just take my shirt off and all sweaty and with my best. I mean, that's that kind of material sells. I started with some homemade videos, but then I discovered that there are more male person interested. So I more focus on male and just sweating and doing exercise and all that. So yeah. So I don't show my dick. It's not explicit porn. It's more like erotic content without shirt or flexing or all that. I mean, it's not sex focused.
So where can people find your comedy? Like, I know that you're in Mexico, but where can people find your content? Where can they find you at? If they wanted to follow you and follow your career, where's that information?
Well, they can follow me on Khristtos on Instagram. I'm not sure if I have to open another account or blend some Spanish comedy and probably English comedy. I mean, I have to try English comedy also, because I want to try that. I mean, probably in the near future. I mean, I want to go to Los Angeles or New York, or to go to these open mics and see what happens.
Well, I think that you would do well. Definitely work on getting you if you can get you a free website or something and try to videotape some of your stuff, even if it's in Spanish. The goal is just to get you out there. So you work on that. We're going to get some people to follow you. Hopefully, you come on over to the US and do some stand-up shows. That would be great. I do want to thank you for being on the show. It was great talking to you and learning about your experiences.
Thank you, and thank you for having me over.
All right, so I will be sending you an email after the show. But if there is any pictures, if you have a picture or anything that you can send over for the episode, then send it over so we can give you some promo.
Okay, yeah. I'll reply on your email with a picture.
All right, thank you so much. Talk to you next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Here at Speaking Freedom, we're introducing you to the business of sex, love, relationship, and understanding. We hope that we can help you improve any area of your life that you need improved. If you've enjoyed this video, like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. New episode every Friday.